I've introduced you to my dog, Katniss. Now I want to introduce you to Raisin. Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. I Miss Bridget's kindergarten class. Ooh, the dogs do not like to see this. They're jealous. Okay, Raisin, I better read the story, okay? Okay, bye, guys. All right, we are continuing our Three Little Pigs theme, and today's story is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. It is told to you by John Syeshka, illustrated by Lane Smith. So the author is one person and the illustrator is another. All right. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on one little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. Wonder whose side that is. The wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it is all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. That's true. I had a cheeseburger the other night. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing, it's all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. A sneeze and a cup of sugar. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Oh, there's old granny. That looks like a granny from another story. Do you know any stories where a wolf dresses up like a granny? We're gonna read about them later. Just think about it. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. And he had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, "Little pig, little pig, little pig, are you in there?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch and I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed. Achoo! A great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of that pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home this whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just laying there. What would you do? I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin." I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Well, I bet you I know what he did. Now, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family because he built his house out of, that's right, bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that little rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old Grady's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed. Once again, then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. What? Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fella, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and a puffing and a sneezing and just making a real scene. Well, the rest, as they say, is history. A.T. Wolf, big and bad. Wolf, I'll huff and I'll puff. The news reporters found out about the 2 other pigs I had eaten for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it, the real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? I hope you guys enjoyed this one of the 3 Little Pigs. I have about 2 books left of this series of our study of the 3 Little Pig books, and you're going to see some assignments about the 3 Little Pigs later this week. Bye.